I had my first call, official sales call, 1st of January, and it was so fucking bad. It's crazy.
Oh,
It was
stop.
so bad.
I remember my first sales call. I ironed my shirt, I stuck on slacks, I got all dressed up, and man, I was like literally pumping sweat through the call.
Yeah.
No
It was
way.
a fucking raw first call. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So,
It's yeah, because I mean you literally get sold the idea of come in, follow the script, make money. And
Yeah.
that's it. But like there's so much
So
more to
easy,
it.
right? So easy.
Stop. Yeah, I was approval seeking as well. I remember he does like he sent me over. I was like, "Oh yeah, send me over your mix and I'll listen to it." And I was texting him saying, "Bro, this is amazing, all the stuff." Just trying to get him back on for a follow-up call, and he never did. I think he ended up blocking me.
Enjoy your time.
If you knew what it was going to take to actually become a decent closer, would you do it again?
oh, that's a good question.
Let's do
Like,
it.
there's something, yeah, there's something that happened yesterday. I don't know what it was, but I was just like really clear and present for the calls I had. I actually had fun on my calls, which like never happens. Um, like I think one of the funnest things to do is with your when you're pitching,
Hmm.
it's like interweaving analogies from the person you're speaking with the things that they do in their life or that they're interested in.
Yeah.
That's good. So so, but
I like this conversation because it's just so many different perspectives, bro. And it's like I actually started to like those. Like I don't get any anxiety jumping in. Like I mean, shit. Like of course it's nice to close because it's good money, but like being on that call and actually learning that person's fucking life and all that stuff, and just the fact that you learn a lot through what they say, fucking invaluable.
Hmm.
I suppose let's begin. Who wants to do the introduction?
do we have
Bro,
to?
this is the introduction.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we don't we
First
yeah,
episode of Remote Boys 2024.
2025.
Let's go,
So
boys. How was
I
your
guess we're
Christmases, first of all?
sick.
Sick. Yes, you had COVID, right?
Yeah.
Let the people know what was wrong with you, Sam. You had COVID. It's not real.
It's gonna come up anyway, like throughout the call, dude. I'm just gonna be coughing all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, I've never experienced it that much. Like I mean, losing the taste and then like smell all that stuff, like I mean, that's normal, I guess.
Well, I guess you
But
didn't miss anything with Polish food anyway. It's all tasteless.
true, true. See, the worst part about me is like I
Eating
felt like a
McDonald's.
useless. No, no, it's not that. I felt like a useless pig when I was like 28th, 39th, because I was just like for a whole week when I wanted to work, I wanted to do stuff. I was just like just laying in bed and trying to recover. I started recovering and I went for a 10-kilometer run. And then
What?
yeah,
Why?
and then because I wanted to feel good and like I'm actually doing something, right? So sitting, dude, I'm like ADHD, right? And
Where's
like when I
Julian? Someone get Julian.
what I mean by this is like for me to just kind of sit and relax. You can ask Valentine because he's gonna like we're just like in the DMs constantly speaking. I was just telling him, bro, just send me more stuff to review. Just send me some calls of yours, like send me this stuff, all everything, right? Just to kind of like stay and I guess like keep going. And I wanted to keep like I wanted to take calls like after Christmas and all that stuff. Couldn't do it because I literally couldn't speak and I was just coughing all the time. But yeah, like recovering is not my good side, and having some sort of work-life balance, it just doesn't exist. Which I know is like because like here's the thing, like I've been closing for the past month like crazy, and my biggest obstacle right now is not the leads, it's not even my skill set, it's literally my health. Because like last week we had such a great week
Yeah.
in like 2 days, like I made pretty much two times the average Polish wage here, right?
Hmm.
In a day. So, well, a day and a half essentially. But after that, I literally couldn't take any more calls because I genuinely couldn't speak. So it's like all those missed opportunities and all that stuff. Like short term, you're gonna go after, I just want to make as much money as possible. Long term, that's gonna come back and bite you in the ass.
Yeah, because look, I mean,
So
you can jump on all the calls you want, but then as soon as you can't speak and your health goes, then
yeah,
your income goes. And I mean, look, there's more to life than just sitting on Zoom calls
and it
or
was a good
rejection handling
lesson.
people. Yeah,
It was a good lesson because it's like otherwise I wouldn't have thought about it much. But it's like at the end of the day, like we're working our asses off to have 2 hours free of our time. Then we spend just like wondering what the fuck are we doing, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So I guess like my big lesson transitioning from 2023 to 2024 is just take care of your health and introduce some balance into things. Like actually go out, on the
yeah.
weekends and
One thing I kind of realized with closing, it's crazy how much we trade our time. You know, like we're all
yeah,
sold the dream of we want to get into closing so we can have the freedom and escape the 9 to 5 rat race, but we literally just become a virtual rat. We spent like
pretty
10,
much.
12, 20, 10, 12 hours a day on the computer studying, networking, sales calls, doing all that stuff. And it's like, what's the point of it all? You know?
I think it's a stage thing. Like it's like a stage of your life thing, like where you just have
Yeah.
to like you just put your head down and you just grind. And that's kind of like the stage we were at. Like
Mm,
over time, it's funny because when we started this thing, we're in such a different place in comparison to now.
hmm.
Where now we're kind of stepping out of that grind. Because like I mean the skill set, like we have it now. Now
Yeah.
it's just about like deciding what offers are there. Like what do we do with our time? Like how do
Yeah.
we leverage it?
That's one thing I want to do this year is basically leverage my time better so I can stop taking calls for 10 hours a day. Well, not 10 hours, yeah,
Yeah.
8 to 10 hours a day and just do what I want to do. Because, like, I mean, I have the skills, right? The sales skills. So I could easily start a business, an agency, an online business,
Yeah.
outsource everything, just take sales calls, close. What did you do, Sammy, over Christmas? You went home, right?
Yep. Just for about a week. So that's pretty much it. Still made money while I was there, which is pretty cool.
Oh, wait,
I think that's one
wait,
thing that's neat with doing all this stuff. Doesn't matter where
Yeah.
you are.
were
So
you taking calls?
yeah, I was taking calls because I was there for like a week. So
Did you take any time off?
I just didn't work as much. I maybe instead of doing like 10, 12 hours, I was doing like 6, 8 hours. So
That's a nice drop from 10 to 8.
yeah. So I feel like our work is like also like not a lot of our time spent is like on income producing tasks as well. So it's like
Hmm.
saying 8 hours in sales is like maybe it's the equivalent of like 4 hours of like normal work.
Yeah, well, I guess it all just, I mean, the biggest income, well, we've got like taking calls and then you have like follow-ups and that's pretty much it. Like, how else do you make money, really? I mean, unless you're
Yeah,
going to do like outbound or stuff like that, but like
that too. Yep.
yeah,
It's essentially just like you always I mean you always sell, right? So like I mean no other way. I mean unless you go into like coaching or something, which
yeah.
I don't know if
We start our own coaching program.
I'm good.
Remote boys,
I'm gonna pass on that.
Remote boys closing academy.
I'm getting in with Riyadh as far as like Airbnb stuff. So just gonna like figure it out like if I can make it work for him. So it's like the first official student for that. But it's like unless I feel like I can provide value, replicable value for those people, I don't think I would ever jump into coaching.
Nice,
Hmm.
nice. Didn't even offer us a coaching spot.
No,
That's.
it's capacity. It's like for him and for me, it makes sense. He wants to get into real estate. I want to get students. I want to teach people how to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Do you
see.
need
Case
money? Do you
study
need money?
time.
What's up?
You're gonna make up a case study.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's case study time, yeah.
Do you need finances to start an Airbnb thing? Or how does that work?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, like if someone tells you that you don't need any finances to start an Airbnb business, like knowing it's all in fucking real estate, I don't know how you're gonna do it. I wasn't able to do it, and I'm not gonna teach someone that technique. It's like you need like at least like a buffer of like 3 or 4 months, just playing it safe, 3 or 4 months of rent for that place
Hmm.
you're renting out. I mean, depending if you go on arbitrage or if you go on, owning it, that property yourself, that's a different route. But if you go the arbitrage route, like, I mean, just playing it safe, you want to have like additional rent for like the couple of months. Because I mean, you never know, right? That's why
Yeah.
it's
So I
like,
mean, if you do go arbitrage, right,
yeah.
and everything works out perfectly, then you don't necessarily need to have a huge stockpile of cash.
No, of course not. No,
Yeah.
because it just starts generating on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you. I get you.
There's one thing I want to point out. Like I think it's been like probably like a year straight since I started all this stuff. Just crazy
Hmm.
thinking about that. I
Yeah.
forgot when you guys started this. Like
Yeah, I started the 1st of January 2023, so a
you
year
did?
now. Well, I bought the program in like the middle of December, but I didn't touch anything till January because it was like Christmas. Like I
Yeah.
the first time I'd done anything was like the 1st or 2nd of January.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's been like a full year now since I've been
I
closing.
Crap, man.
I had my first call, official sales call, 1st of January. And it was so fucking bad. It's crazy. It
Oh,
was
stop.
so bad.
I remember my first sales call. I ironed my shirt, I stuck on slacks, I got all dressed up, and man, I was like literally pumping sweat through the call. Like took off the sh like
Same.
it was only just one call I had, and I took off the shirt and I was literally under my armpits were sweaty. I was like, fuck, that was intense. And now it's like I'm taking calls in shorts and I have like slippers on. It's like I just wear the same hoodie. I rotate between a gray or a black hoodie. It's crazy how different.
Sounds like good life, huh?
Yeah, good
My
life.
my
Can't
my
complain.
first call, my first call was with a black dude. He was like 50 something. It was so cringe, like just like approval seeking all that stuff. It was a follow-up, right? And it was just like, yeah, like I was even saying, I was asking him like, can he admit me to like his brotherhood or something? And I was just like, what the fuck are you saying?
Just trying to be his friend.
Yeah, because that's what I was told. I was told like, yeah, I mean, just create reports, all that stuff. And I had this like written on my quote unquote script, create report, 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, shit.
Yeah.
Three
I
minutes
think
passed. Okay,
we all have the same
boom.
script, bro.
Yeah. So that
Stop.
creating a report hasn't necessarily got me
No, because
further.
the guy I was sold to, his name was Boris, and he was a techno DJ from Amsterdam, funnily enough. And I'm into the same thing, and we were talking for about 20 minutes about techno, and it's like then I got to basically just reading the questions off the script, making the pitch and like fumbling the pitch like completely. And then, okay, yeah, you want to book in a follow-up call? Let's do it.
It's so funny
Dude.
what happens.
Yeah.
Because like,
Mm.
yeah,
Mine was shit. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
mine
think
was mine
it's
was dog, dude. I was back when I was wearing beanies all the time, just because my hair wasn't long enough to do anything with it. So and yeah, the lady I
I
talked
remember
with
that
was just
stuff.
like one of those ladies who like puffs her chest up and makes her sound like she's like got everything sorted, or for some reason she's trying to book a call talking about making like 3 to 5K a month closing, So it's like,
I
oh
think I
man,
remember.
I like your thing,
Yeah.
approval seeking, like that was basically me too. I was like
Because
complimenting
that's what we
her.
were told. That's what we were
yeah.
told.
Yeah, I was complimenting her and just telling her what like how good she was at everything, and then like she didn't know she thought it was like an interview for like a getting employed.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
because
she thought it was. So
because and do you feel she got that sense because you just had like no direction with what you were doing?
I don't remember much. I just know it didn't last more than 20 minutes.
it's just a blur.
Yeah, it didn't last longer than 20 minutes. I know she like DM'd the founder like, "Yo, can I replace this guy that I just had a call with or something
Did
like
she
that?"
actually?
I think she did that. Yeah.
Bro,
So,
no way.
Damn.
yeah.
No
It was
way.
a fucking raw first call. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So,
It's yeah, because I mean, you literally get sold the idea of come in, follow the script, make money, and
Yeah.
that's it. But like, there's so much
So
more
easy,
to it.
right? So easy.
Stop. Yeah, I was approval seeking as well. I remember he sent me over. I was like, oh yeah, send me over your mix and I'll listen to it. And I was texting him saying, bro, this is amazing. All this stuff, just trying to get him back on for a follow up call, and he never did. I think he ended up blocking me.
Did he?
Yeah, man, I was just messaging him every day.
Holy shit.
And I remember when I was moving out to Amsterdam, I had like 2,000 euros saved. And it was like the start of January, I was like, yeah, it's gonna go so fine. The offer on 'cause every time, because it was like my package I was selling was like 5,800. That was the top tier package. It's like, oh yeah, I'll sell one of them a day, 600 euros every day. It's gonna work out perfectly. Like a month in Amsterdam, I made like one sale on a product that was like $500. It was like, fuck.
50 bucks comes.
Yeah, 50 bucks. Actually, no, it was
Mad.
that offer on it was actually pretty solid. He gave me like $120 on the lower tier. So like 25% on the lower packages. Man, if I had been closing the 5,800s, he was giving me 20% on that.
Holy
So every
shit.
5,800 I closed, I got like $1,000, but I just couldn't
What
close.
what happened with that offer?
Um, the marketing died.
And they
So in
just
all in
closed
in
the thing?
in all honesty, he was actually like a pretty solid dude. Like he stuck by me for like 2 months when I was absolutely like dog shit. And
Yeah.
then I obviously invested in training, and then I started closing more. But it's basically just the same thing we're doing now. So teaching people how to make money from Instagram. And the only lead source he had was Instagram, and they basically banned and blocked his account. So
Oh damn.
then like
That's crazy.
he has no other lead traffic.
Yikes.
Yeah, so
It's
like
a yikes,
it
dude.
literally went from like five, six, seven calls a day to like two a week. And then
Yikes.
that's when I jumped on the offer down with me and you, Sammy. That other dog shit one.
it
That was wild.
yeah. I
It, it,
I think it's just crazy though, like looking back. It's already been a year.
Hmm.
So, I
Crazy what can
guess
happen in a year, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. I guess I
yeah,
mean looking back now, I don't regret it. Um, but
because
God,
you're making big money now, huh?
I'm doing decent. Let's put it that
Okay.
way. So,
Yeah.
I
You're
actually
balling,
can hold
bro.
some weight now. Thank God. So,
You're balling.
It
Yeah,
took
bro. You
it
had
took a
a
year for it.
yeah. A year. I was gonna say it took me a while to actually get there.
And that's like I feel like you cannot fake the transparency and like the integrity. Because like if you jump on calls and you tell someone that, without any work, it's gonna take 3 to 2 months or 4 months, it's like if that was the case, everyone would have been doing it. And it's like I always say as well, like it can happen. Obviously, there's exceptional results, but it's like it's more like a chance based, right?
Yeah.
Like for most things out there, like a skill based, unless you're paying like top of the dollar, like 20K, 30K, right? 3 months, 20K, gonna make a massive difference, right? But like for most stuff out there, I feel like 6, 7 months, right? Four,
Hmm.
4 to 6. And it's gonna be super hard as well. So I don't know like why people just go in with saying, oh yeah, it's gonna take so little, it's gonna be like, the easiest thing ever. And I think it's actually counterintuitive. Like
What do you
you
mean?
teach people, well, what I mean by this is like I feel like we're in a stage where people are kind of like people look for actual legit stuff. And like when you have a conversation with someone that, from the outside this looks legit, but then this person tells you like, sure, like if I was on a call with you, or you jump on a call with someone random, I don't know, like about Airbnb business. Let's say I have that offer myself already, and I'm gonna tell you, yeah, that you're gonna get to 20K a month in 3 months with Airbnb, right?
Hmm.
Like you're gonna put in 1 hour on a weekly basis, that's it. Would you consider that?
Who would? Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, realistically speaking, right? 1 hour a week, 4 hours
Yeah.
a month, 3 hours, 3 months. That's 12 hours to be making 20 grand.
Hmm.
It just sounds too good, right?
Yeah, but I know I'd be working with you.
What's up?
I know I'd be working with you, and I'd be your only student.
So take me out of the picture, right? Like
No,
someone,
I only
someone
want to work with
random.
you, Sam. Sam, you're the only guy I want to work with.
Well, I appreciate it,
No
but it's
other
like,
Airbnb coach.
yeah,
Sure,
well,
why would I
listen.
go work with someone else who and I've got like you there. I know you already have a
Well,
successful business.
sure, but like take me to the side, right? It's like essentially it was just an example, right? So like I mean we obviously don't know each other in that example. But yeah. And what I mean by counterintuitive is like I feel like coming back to like the stage that we're in, I feel like people just genuinely get like not detached, but like completely run the other way. Like when someone tells them, yeah, it's gonna be the easiest thing ever and all that stuff. Unless someone is like at the beginning of the stage, like maybe they're young, maybe like they have never tried anything like this, or anything like, like other programs, maybe other biz up. Maybe they will give it a shot, like you see it with ecom stuff. But yeah, I feel like
If
majority of them.
if you knew what it was going to take to actually become a decent closer, would you do it again?
Oh, that's a good question.
I
Yeah.
would. I would. I definitely would, because I don't think there's a single different way for me to grow as much as a person as I did because of all the challenges that I faced. And all the doubts and all the demons fucking kicking in every single month, thinking, am I even doing the right thing? Should I just focus on the real estate stuff? Should I do this?
Hmm.
I also studied psychology. Should I just double down and go all in on psychology? And it's like it's just the unknown. It's like when I ask people what actually has them committed, because I just go from the standpoint of like where you want to go and why you want to go there. Because like I mean that's actually the most important thing. Like what's gonna keep you going? Because I understand what it took for me to keep going. I know my reason why, right?
Hmm.
So I would absolutely do it.
What about you, Sammy? Would you do it again?
Um, I'm just trying to think of like the only reason why I'm pausing. I'm thinking of any other route I feel like I would have otherwise taken. Um,
Because you realistically only started making some decent cash recently.
yeah, literally in the last month,
Yeah.
the
So you
last
like,
month. So it was like 11 months straight of like pretty much nothing. Um,
hmm.
yeah, I'm just trying to see or think about what I would have otherwise done outside of it. I'm not really sure. I have literal recordings of myself actually like last year, like January, February, March ish, or December or November of 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sound so different. I sound so different.
I want to see that video.
Dude, but like it's crazy. Maybe I'll document and upload that stuff, but I
Definitely should.
I definitely didn't have like a voice or whatever. And
How do you mean? Like you were like a mouse,
yeah,
like
yeah,
a
like
church
timid,
mouse?
like yeah. Um
Now look at him. It's like looking across at Andrew Tate.
right, yeah, sure. I
He
got a
said
long
he
I got a
has.
long I got a long way to go, but like I think when you compare it to like 2022 Sam, I feel like it's big, like really big differences for sure.
Hmm.
So,
1 million
Hmm.
fucking percent.
yeah.
And so here's
Yeah.
the question, because you asked a good one. If it wasn't for the money, but who you became as a person, but take all the money to the side, would you still do it?
Um,
Probably.
I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest, because I wouldn't know what it would be like to experience being in a route where I didn't really change as a person, but like yet I still made an astronomical amount for what I would need to live. So, you know,
Because like here's the thing for me. I'm a strong believer of like you get out of life who you are as a person. Like it's a direct reflection of who you are.
hmm,
So it's like if you can bring value, if you are X, Y, and Z type of person,
Hmm.
only it's only natural. Like within time, you're gonna get to a certain amount of income, right? Same thing for business as well. And yeah, like even if it wasn't for the financial stuff, I
Well, I
I
mean,
should like,
we all only got into it for the financial stuff.
oh yeah, of course.
yeah,
Boy,
Yeah.
everyone
that
gets
was
into
the
it.
hook. That was the hook for
Yeah,
me for
Yeah.
earn
sure.
10K in 90 days. What? I've never heard that before. Take my card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looking back, bro, like I was just like a straight up lay down.
Bro,
I was maybe 5 days of marketing in, and I was like, bro, take my card.
man, I was just pure logistics. But yeah, I was like pretty bought in.
Dude, now I need word of mouth
Yeah.
Yeah.
before I try anything now, almost.
Same.
Like
Or
that's
word of mouth, or unless it's an offer that I'm on and you actually see people getting results, then like, because the offer we're on now, the Instagram
Yeah.
one, I'm half tempted to invest in myself.
yeah,
Because you, well,
exactly
I
that
like,
I
stuff too.
wanna I wanna get my younger brother on it, but the question is like if I wanted to buy it for him, this thought came over my mind so many times. But the thing is, I don't understand his level of commitment to it.
yeah,
Because
because
like, what's that? Yeah,
we have a level of commitment for because I
yeah,
wouldn't do it personally. I just get my girlfriend to do it and I'd pay for it,
yeah.
but I don't want to pay for it and then
She just doesn't do the
yeah,
work.
it's like what am I paying for this for?
Yeah.
Because like I
No,
don't
so
have the
like,
time. I don't have the time, or I necessarily don't really want to do it. But it's like such a good business model, and so many students actually get the results. That's like,
and it
oh,
makes sense. That's the thing. And it
and like
just genuinely makes sense.
it's
You just
so
fucking leverage the exposure.
it's so easy. I mean, honestly, if I had heard from like what we're selling and closing, I don't know which one I would have went for. Because I mean, all you're doing is posting.
I wish I found it like a year ago,
Yeah,
you know? But it
because
is
like
what it is.
you're literally just building a following and then monetizing it. It's so
And
straightforward.
you're just essentially becoming good at marketing. Like you
Hmm.
can use that skill for any other platform.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Simple.
Which I think by byproduct of that, you still get the same effects of like personal development, making that work. I feel like,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, for sure.
So like, yeah. So
But I don't think you
that's what
get
I mean back then. If I regarding the closing thing, I don't know because like I'm trying to think of other
uh
avenues that you would have otherwise
Yeah, but
taken.
I think about it, we all got sold on Eman's agency course because of the money. Anything that came across our way, like I said, you're making 10K in like X amount of days, we would have like bought it.
yeah, because it was just the Iman thing.
Yeah, it was just like Eman. And before Eman, I did a drop shipping course and
Yeah.
tried Amazon FBA. And it was all just pretty much just to make money. It's just like, okay, what's easy? So what's easy from the marketing perspective? You know, what do you need to do? Because like even though like Eman squash is like what, $1,500, but like there was a fuck ton of work that you actually had to do to get your agency set up. Like there's so much work that goes into it.
It was confusing. It was
Yeah.
like I essentially like when I was going through it, I felt like I was watching a vlog about
Of him
him, like
flexing.
of him flexing, just kind of
Yeah.
showing like what's oh yeah, I'm able to do this, that stuff. And I'm not gonna get into like him as a person because we even had Alec who was kind of like spreading more about the crypto product he had, Iman. I don't know. I don't think I trust anything Iman Gaji says really. Just
Yeah.
like
He
I
was
just don't like marketers, I guess. Like most of the online gurus that are good marketers. It's just like
mhm.
so much BS in it.
What it's all about, just BS, market, sell your product, and that's it.
Yeah, but it's like it can only get you so far. Like
Especially
within time.
Especially what
Yeah.
Jacob said about actually working there, making them
Yeah.
do IQ tests and like 5% commissions. No way.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and like
Like
you just work, you
some has
just.
been no, sorry, go on.
I said you just work for Eman just to say for, oh, I'm working for Eman. That would be it.
And some has even been on the interview to work there, right?
Yeah, one of them in the past.
That's when you were a little shy boy.
It was, yeah,
Yeah.
yep. So,
Rejected for playing games.
yeah.
Wait, is that what they rejected you? Is that what they rejected you for?
Um, yeah, that's what it came down to. Yep,
For playing games.
yeah,
Isn't it fucking ridiculous how that even comes up and like that's a deal breaker for them? I can understand from I don't know from some standpoint, but like they just want you to kind of be like a fucking slave to them, slave to the idea. Like 5% comes for that stuff. I get it's like a slam dunk offer at some point, and it was like, bro, it's like you
I mean,
know,
you probably still get a bunch of laydowns.
yeah.
but it's like you're
The
so easily replaceable.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
too. Like
Mhm.
I feel like the brand is good, but like is the product good? So like that's
I
another
couldn't
thing
sell
too.
it.
Yeah, I couldn't sell it. Now, I mean looking back, like I know where my priorities are at the moment.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like it's kind of like this thing. It's just like a long-term game. So it's like if you just go in and you just say, oh yeah, I just want to get to those 10K, 20K months, just with closing. It's just like I feel like sure you can get there. Like there's gonna be offers that can get you there, but you're gonna be there for 2 to 3 months, 4 months, and then soon enough, people will realize that the offer, first of all, it's kind of like a shady offer. It's like then do you want to have that be always attached to your name? Well, no. So it's like I don't know. I would never sell any of the stuff that Iman Gaji does. Just like they even had like that sales thing, which is fucking bogus.
That educating, is it?
yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah, he's actually running a campaign on YouTube for that. I'm getting a lot of ads now again for
and
educate.
it's like if it all comes down to presenting yourself and having a nice background and all that stuff, like who actually cares about that? Like sure, like maybe from a professional standpoint, it makes a difference if you sign like 100K or something.
Yeah, but you got to
But
remember, like he's got an organic YouTube following that haven't bought into him that have just found him in the last couple of months. Same way what happened to all of us, and that's essentially what's going to happen to a bunch of other people. So that's why we need to get our
yeah,
followers up to around 15,000 when we actually launch our closing course.
Yep, exactly.
I don't know.
And then we'll most of it is just gonna shit on E-Man. That's basically our entire curriculum. It's just shitting
Yeah,
on E-Man.
that's what
And
this video is.
showing the other way, like, oh yeah, but you don't have to do this. You can go closing. Closing is quote unquote easier, right? Uh, it's
I think
fine.
closing is easier than running an agency, in my opinion.
I think
To become a good closer, fuck no.
I don't know. Yeah, if I was to go back and look at actually running an agency again now, what I know now, then because all you have to do is basically find people, close them, and then outsource the work. Which you can find people, you can just get a DM starter to do that. They'll set up. You basically just give them SOPs, your ideal clients, all that stuff. You just take the closing calls. Now that you actually know what you're doing, close them, and then just outsource it to an account manager who just looks after everything, or a media buyer. Because in all honesty, I was actually half tempted of like starting it up again, and we're just not one in the Facebook advertising space. Because I know a guy who's doing like 300K a month for his agency. He done like
What
2.5.
agency is it?
I don't know what it is. I only just got chatting to him like 2 weeks ago. He actually he's in Paris, so I'm meeting up with him when I go over there. But yeah, he runs an agency. He did like 2 million last year in profit.
That's
And it's
solid.
like, yeah, it's crazy. And like, basically you can just like at that point you're just scaling up and you're just outsourcing everything to everyone, right? You
No,
just get a
yeah, I mean
meet.
you just get into like finding the right employees and all that stuff.
That's the hardest part, just managing everything. So
Yeah.
that's why I was after chatting to him, it's kind of like, okay, I know what I'm doing, just get a DM setter. I know a couple of DM setters. Hey, book appointments on my calendar. I'll close them. And
I
then just
think
start off. start off like $1,000, then just get testimonials, then just bump the price up, bump the price up, bump the price up.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of going into like this year, like with the real estate coaching, because it's like I I can take so much risk with closing with like sales like that side of things for my career,
Hmm. Hmm.
simply because like I have this real estate business on the side, right? And
Yeah.
it's allowed me a fucking good life. So I just want to like, I know what I do is good. So I want to kind of explore that. But like, I mean, again, first things first, like couple case studies, even three, so long like you actually have the time. And then if it works, it works. Then I can think of like getting into paid stuff. But like otherwise, like, what's the point? Integrity
What's
wise.
the point of it all, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
So
that was one thing I was thinking about, like with running an agency, is I guess that makes sense. Like charge really low, like basically just enough to cut expenses, and then like get social proof
Yeah,
with
because like
yeah.
yeah, like once you get social proof, you just start bumping the prices. Because like what I'd do is I'd probably just charge like $500,
Yeah, that's what
like
I'm
just
thinking too.
enough to pay for the oh I'm still frozen, enough to pay for the seller, and then enough to pay for the media buyer, and then just keep closing on the side because like realistically they're gonna do everything, and then you just jump on the client calls, and then just have 10 of them, get great results. Then all of a sudden the price goes from 500 to 2,000. Then from like he was telling me he charges like 30K for one of his services. And he has everything. Like he basically coaches people how to do it now. Like he's just started. Well, like he 30K for his service and you just outsource most of it. It's like crazy,
ridiculous,
right?
to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just need two clients like this and you're
Yeah,
fine.
two clients paying you 10K every month based
Yeah.
on whatever you do. Um yeah, I still think an agency model is pretty good, to be honest.
We'll definitely have to get into that because like my stuff for like this year is to just skill my skill set, skill my time and break past that 1 mil.
Yeah, same.
Interesting. Yeah, that opened my mind up just now. Like things are
In
seeming
what
more
way?
doable. Like, because like before, I think mentally it just blocked off the idea of running a business, so to speak. So
I'd like to point out something, and what it is like thinking back to it, right? Like even if you're speaking like a million, right? A million from now on an annual basis is gonna be less than 10 times what you're making, right? Thinking about it now, what you were making kind of coming in, it's still kind of like 10 times less what you're making now, right? So it's like it's just like 10 the 10 times rule. Like it's like from a standpoint of like making like I don't know like less than 1K a month,
Hmm.
you think like making 10K is ridiculous, right? If you're making 100K, like you think 1 million is ridiculous, right? But it's like it's I feel like I like to kind of piggyback to what Christian Jack said. It's like you don't know how close you are to actually that breakpoint. And all it is just gonna be obviously just adjusting yourself and leveling up skill set wise and as a person. And obviously providing value. So I mean million a year, like you're
It's
just not
really
gonna, yeah.
it's realistically not that much money.
No, I
Um
mean,
yeah, like a
I'm
million a
sure
year.
I'm sure we've all worked with people. I know people personally that are way beyond that point. It's just a smart setup. But I
Yeah,
mean,
like
like not 1 mil revenue, because like I mean, not saying it's easy, but like I mean, it's like with all the stuff online, like I mean, even the drop shipping stuff, some
hmm.
guys reach that, but then it's like the revenue, well, revenue and their actual split is like maybe they're making like 50K out of that million or 80K, right?
Yeah, that's it. Especially with drop shipping, the margins are pretty low. But yeah, like realistically, it's not that hard to make a million, I'd say. Well, once you know how to make it, then
Yeah.
it's fairly straightforward. It's like anything, right?
I think with that,
yeah,
That's it,
uh,
boys. Yeah, episode 1 of 2024 is done. Stay tuned. We're gonna be
but put some more energy into that, like do the
right.
cringy YouTube stuff.
Hey guys, that's episode 1 of Remote Boys 2024 just wrapped up. And don't forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. We'll be back next week with another episode.
That's
Is that better,
good.
Sam?
Yeah, it is.
Is that better than my American voice, sounding like Sammy? But yeah, no, in all serious,
It was pretty good.
anyone who made it this far, thanks. If you know how to grow a YouTube channel, or you're good with thumbnails or short form content, please reach out to us.
But
We won't
please
pay you.
don't be.
We won't pay you.